you guys been up to?
Went to the cinema for the first time in a while. Just
wait, how long has it been?
He never goes.
Last time I went to the cinema was June 2.
Okay.
Shit.
But this was the first time in a while. I just went. Me and
I
Cindy
think
just
it's June 2, as in like
June the
month.
2nd.
I was like, wow, that's oddly specific.
Is it June or Dune?
Dune.
Sorry,
Dune.
Dune with the
Okay,
hard
so
D.
what did you watch this time?
Can't even remember the fucking film name.
Wow, must have been a great experience, dude.
It was alright. We watched the fucking Bob Dylan movie.
Oh, the one with Timothy Chalamet.
Why the fuck did you watch that?
I heard that was mid as fuck.
It was
anyone could have told you that was mid as
Yeah.
fuck.
There's already a good Bob Dylan movie.
All right, look, it was between that and the new Captain America
No.
movie.
There was other films on, God. There's other films on. As somebody who's watched other films right now, there's other films on.
I don't know if there was.
Aki,
There's other films on, God.
I don't know if there was.
Aki went to go see the new Captain America movie, and I'm like, why? You don't even like Marvel.
Patriotic, isn't it?
Yeah. She saw America. She's like, no, but she went to go see with her friend because her friend wanted to go see it, and I'm just like, you want to go? And I'm just like, nah, I don't give a fuck about Captain America. Like an hour into the movie, she texts me and she's like, I left.
Yeah. I'll be honest. What is the film name? It's like something unknown.
Brave New World.
No, not Captain. The Bob Dylan movie. Complete.
Bob the Dylan.
Bob the Dylan.
Can we?
It was the unknown, the something unknown. Fuck this.
Dude, I'm fucking tired of these industry plant movies.
Why? I don't know why there is
unknown.
the complete unknown.
Yeah.
I don't know why I was called that. I've called that name. I don't know why. What is up with this trend of musician biopics,
dude?
Or just biopics in
they're
general?
pumping them out.
Yeah,
and I can't stand it.
I feel like this is becoming as mass produced as like Marvel movies now.
Yeah, they're like, who's an artist who's been around for a while? And everyone kind of knows. Bob Dylan.
I mean, look.
I'm like, look, the story's probably good.
Yeah. No, to be fair, there are some like musician biopics that are genuinely fucking fantastic.
The
like,
Johnny Cash one is phenomenal.
Johnny Cash one was amazing. Bohemian Rhapsody was great.
Johnny Cash is in this one as well. But I'll tell you,
Bohemian Rhapsody's not that great.
I enjoyed it. Really?
No.
It was fine.
I enjoyed it.
It was fine.
Yeah, it was good. I watched the Bob Marley one as well that recently came out. Which
I didn't even know if there was a Bob Marley one.
It was okay.
Everyone's got one gone.
Yeah, it was
Are you an
fine.
artist if you don't? Are you an artist if you don't have
I
one?
knew they were like scraping the bottom of the barrel where they were like Robbie Williams, and I'm like, who asked
as a CGI monkey?
As a
that
CGI
Americans have
monkey.
never fucking heard of Robbie
I'm
Williams.
like, even as someone who has heard of Robbie Williams, who asked for this? Who actually asked for this?
Is there a single Robbie Williams fan in
I
2025?
don't think so.
He was just only really popular in the UK.
Yeah.
I don't think he was popular outside of the UK.
No.
I don't think he ever had like a really big hit.
Well,
in
was he
America.
popular in
he was
Australia?
popular in Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're basically the same fucking country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For like 6 months, and then he kind of disappeared off the face of the planet.
Yeah, because I was like naming off like artists that were popular in the UK and naming them to Sydney, and like, for example, Kylie Minogue. She was like, who the fuck is that?
Australian, right?
She's Australian.
She's Australian, right? But she was pretty popular in the UK as well. So I actually did not know too much about Bob Dylan. Me and Sydney just kind of watched this film on a whim.
Yeah.
She knew way more of the songs than I did. But one thing about this film, they're doing like, it's the fucking Marvel moment that fucking takes me out of it sometimes, where, you know, you're in the film and some character gets introduced. I know nothing about Bob Dylan or like the people he hung out with, but you know, someone he will introduce someone in the music recording, and the camera pans in, and it's like, "Hi, my name is this guy," and I'm like, and like there's like a dramatic pause, and I'm like, who should I know this person?
Yeah.
I will say the biggest thing that stands out about this is that it does make Bob Dylan look like a dickhead. He's kind of a dickhead.
I mean, he was kind of a dickhead.
Yeah.
That's good though. I think it's better to have a movie be at least somewhat more realistic than opposed to like just a glaze piece.
Yeah. The biggest thing that stood out to me, and I don't know how dramatized this is, but so Bob Dylan has multiple romantic partners within just this period of the film. But goddamn, the sexual tension between Bob Dylan and Johnny Cash is like fucking
Johnny Cash in the movie?
Johnny Cash is in the movie, and I would argue he is the main love interest in this movie. God. I don't know what it was like in the Johnny Cash biopic, but in this film,
Johnny Cash is so good. I mean, it's played by Joaquin
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Joaquin Phoenix.
So
It's
fucking
Walk the
good.
Line, right?
Yeah, Walk the Line. So fucking
Great
good.
movie.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one.
You gotta watch it. It's really, really good movie.
The thing I don't understand, a couple of things I don't understand about this new Bob Dylan movie. One, there's already been a Bob Dylan biopic that was just really good, so we didn't need another
One
one.
of them didn't have Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah, and two, when I saw that they were fucking casting Timothy Chalamet, I was like, you could have gotten anyone else to play as Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
And of course you had to go with fucking Timothy Chalamet.
I like him too, but I felt like I don't know.
I'm so sick of him.
I'm just kind of, I've kind of seen too much.
Him
of
and
Yeah.
Zendaya, I'm fucking sick of him.
He's just kind of, he's in too much right now. They
He's
need to let
in
him
too
breathe.
much.
They need to let him
Yeah,
chill.
yeah.
Let him do some weird side roles for a little while.
Hollywood
and
needs
then
to
bring him back.
realize there are more actors than just Timothy Chalamet and Zendaya.
Yeah. And I mean, he does a good job in this movie.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
that's
he's
the
very-
thing
he's
about
a-
Timothy
he's a
Chalamet.
good actor.
He's a good actor.
He's a good actor.
He's a good actor.
But I'm just like, damn, he's just in everything, every role, every.
And when I fucking watched Interstellar and I saw him as a kid, I was like, fucking, he's here as well.
Is he in Interstellar?
Yeah, he's the kid.
He's the kid.
He's the son.
No
He's the son.
way.
Yeah. When he was
Oh.
really, really young.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, I would say this biopic mostly focuses, I guess, part of the big thing about biopics is that unless you know something about the storyline of whoever the biopic is about, you don't know what the main focus in. And this specifically focuses on, I think, the idea of what it's like when you are well known for a certain thing, like a certain genre of music. Like Bob Dylan, I guess, got famous for like folk music, country music, and then he kind of like switched genres. And the main conflict of this was, this idea about him trying to make a new genre of music, trying to break out of the mold he's created for himself. And that is the main conflict of the film. And I thought that was pretty interesting. At least. I thought that was a little bit different from, for someone who doesn't know much about Bob Dylan, because I feel like Bob Dylan is much more America-centric.
Yeah.
But having said that, as someone, unless you're a fan of this, I enjoyed the first half of this, and then it was just kind of like Bob Dylan being a cunt for like an hour. And the film is like an hour and 40 minutes or something like that.
Would you rather it be that or like them just glaze the shit out of him? It'd be like
It's
a
2.5
Bob Dylan
hours,
promo.
dude.
2.5 hours, yeah. It felt like 2.5 hours. I'm not gonna lie.
You know what's weird? I've never gotten into Bob Dylan's music. And I think I respect him as an artist because he was very like forward thinking when it came to folk music, but just like I cannot stand his singing. Like, did they play like a bunch of Bob Dylan songs in this movie?
Yeah, and I was like, there'd be like one song out of 10 would be like, oh, I know that one. I know that one.
Like,
It was-
like a Rolling Stone or
Yeah.
like Knocking on
That's the one
Heaven's
they
Door
played
or
in all the
something.
fucking trailers.
Yeah, I just can't stand his singing because it sounds like he's on like a merry-go-round. You know what I mean? It's like, it's like,
Clearly it resonate with some people.
yeah. I mean, look, a lot of people love
So,
Bob Dylan,
you
so I'm
don't-
sorry if you like Bob
What do you
Dylan.
think about the IMDb rating of 7.5 out of 10? Too high, too low?
I would say if you are into biopics and you're into Bob Dylan, you probably enjoy this film. It's surprising that it covered actually like so little of his life, considering how fucking massive his career is. And I mean, it's 2 hours and 21 minutes and it's still covered like
Fucking long, dude.
it is way too fucking
So
long.
I watched September 5th. That was in theaters as well right now.
What's
That was
that?
really good. It was about the Munich 1972 terrorist hostage situation,
Oh shit!
which I didn't even know about.
No, me neither.
It was really good. I like this film. And you know what? And it was an hour and a half.
7.1.
Bring
as
back
well.
the hour and a half long movie.
It was an hour and a half. I didn't overstay its welcome.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what? That was fun. I enjoyed it. Good tension. Good actors.
Yeah.
Good time.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
All right. Be honest. Okay.
Okay.
When you decide to watch a film, right? Do you not necessarily reviews, but do you look at ratings before you
No.
get into a piece of thing?
I do it after to see how far off the ball I am and how I feel, which happens a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I specifically try not to look at reviews for it.
Yeah, most of the time when I watch a movie, it's either because of someone's recommendation or it's because it's just a movie I want to check out. Yeah, but like I would check it afterwards just to
Yeah.
see if but like either way, it's like, sometimes I don't align with it at all and I'm just like, nah.
It always ends up being a fucking 7 out of 10. Everything you watch is 7 out of 10.
See, like, here's the thing, like, because I am guilty of being someone who watches, or not even, I don't go in reviews, but I at least like check the IMDb score. Or like if it's video game, I check like the Metacritic score. Rotten Tomatoes, I feel like I don't really align with Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes is so useless as a platform to judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
There's always either 95 or like 20.
Yeah.
And you're like, this doesn't fucking help me, man.
And I don't know, like to me, if it's like below 7 out of 10, I'm like, damn, something must have gone really wrong. Except for horror movies. Horror movies is the one genre where for some reason every great horror movie is like a 6.5.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know why, but any other genre,
Sydney Pilled.
I'm not Sydney Field. I'm not Sydney Field. There are actually very few horror movies that are above 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Films are so tough, man, because I just like going to the cinema, and I think I will immediately enjoy a film more at the cinema.
Yeah.
But I will equally hate it more because I paid to go to the cinema
Right.
and sit down and watch something. Which is like why, like, if I'd watched the fucking Captain America film on streaming, I'd be like, okay, that was a whatever.
Yeah.
Because I paid for a ticket, I sat through the commercials, I sat through Harrison Ford just not wanting to be there. Like, it was miserable. It was such a shit experience. I just didn't enjoy it because I'd gone through this whole thing, and I'd feel like if I just watched it at home, I'd think like, Or if it was a TV movie, I'd be like, all right, whatever.
I can just also I feel like when you watch it on the TV, you can like, I'm not feeling this. I'm just gonna turn it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're like,
cinema, I'm locked in. 'Cause I pretty much never walk out of a film. I don't think I've ever done it.
I've done it once.
I've done it once.
I don't know what would have to happen for me to walk out.
What was your film?
Live action Dragon Ball Z.
No, I would stay to see it out.
Mine was.
I couldn't do it.
That's so funny. Mine was live action Ghost in the Shell.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
And I walked out of it because I was like, this is so offensively mediocre that I'm like, it's not even like.
I mean,
if
that's
it
the
was,
biggest crime, right?
Yeah,
That's the biggest crime of
If
all.
it was like bad, like Dragon Ball, I probably would have stayed for Dragon Ball Evolution because I'm like,
I watched it afterwards, like in its entirety, and I'm like, I made the right decision.
yeah, and because I walked out because I just had this like epiphany when I'm like, this is neither good nor bad, and it's just a waste of my fucking time both ways.
Yeah, I couldn't walk out because I was sponsored to go watch it.
What?
Yeah, I was sponsored to go watch the Ghost in the Shell live action. What? Yeah, and I sat there in its entirety because I kind of needed to, and I was like, it was fine.
So
whatever.
You've never walked out of a cinema
No.
early. Do you normally go like by yourself?
Come on myself a fair amount, yeah.
Okay, because I sometimes like the only time I would really consider it is probably when I'm by myself. You know, but when you're with a group, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, if I saw as many films as you did in cinema, I'd probably walk out of quite a lot. Actually.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going for more of the experience, right? Like I'm trying to, like, I just enjoy the atmosphere. I enjoy being there.
Yeah.
And it's a shame that most movies now I end up being like, I told you guys about this, but I watched a Bridge on the River Kwai in theaters.
Oh yeah.
Because Japan, they show classic movies really early in the morning.
Yeah.
And they'll show a classic movie for about 2 weeks and they'll swap.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that in the previous episode that I wanted to watch Space Odyssey, so they're going to do that one.
Yeah. I would love to see that in cinemas.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? So I watched Bridge on the River Kwai, which is a film came out in 1950 something.
Yeah.
Fucking amazing.
It is
so
great
fucking
the
good to
dad
watch.
film as well.
Yeah.
It's the dad film, but
It is.
look, it's fucking phenomenal.
great fucking
and I
movie.
just watched Lawrence of Arabia. I didn't realize it was the same director.
Oh, okay.
And so that was really cool. But like, I love the way that just, I don't know, man. They made the movie like it was a fucking like epic. Like everything about the movie is epic. And
8.1 on
like the amount of
IMDb.
fucking extras they have on every scene is crazy as well.
Yeah,
Like, I'm watching this shit and all the character arcs are really complicated. Like there's no, it's not clear who you're supposed to be rooting for or how you're supposed to feel. It's like, it's so complicated, but everything is just epic.
It makes you appreciate what kind of like filmmaking had to go to making these
Oh,
some of
yeah,
these older
yeah.
films. Like the amount of extra they had, like no CG, no fucking like no thing to help them
Yeah.
make some of these scenes. You just
Yeah.
needed to hire all the extras.
Well, that's
get all the
why-
animals.
Well, this
on
film's 4 hours long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like this is a fucking epic, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's why I love a lot of like Kurosawa films as well in
Yeah.
the same vein, because it's like,
I gotta get down.
so many of them
Yeah.
were filmed in like, the 40s and 50s where it's
Yeah.
like, and you see some of these like large scale battles that are happening with like hundreds, sometimes thousands of extras in a single scene. I'm just like, my God, trying to organize all of that shit back then, especially, would have been fucking ridiculous.
I think there was a Napoleon movie. I can't remember which one exactly, where they'd gotten like a troops from a certain country to pretty much learn all of the Napoleon army like marches, and they had like hundreds, if not I think thousands of these extras marching the exact same way and in the formations that they would. I don't know which movie it was. Maybe someone in the chat, the comments can let me know down below.
Someone in chat.
Can let me know down below which movie it was. But I know there's a lot of movies. There's a lot of movies that just fucking masterpieces. Masterpieces, lad.
Masterpieces.
But yeah, no, I think there's right now it's movies right now.
Movies are out right now. It's actually making me want to go back and watch a lot of older movies.
The only problem with watching these older movies in Japan right now, specifically with this exact same time we watched it, is that they only play them at 9:45 a.m.
Yeah, I know.
Oh shit!
So I watched Bridge on the River Kwai at 9:45 a.m.
I saw that.
That's a heavy movie to watch in the morning.
I didn't mind, but it was trippy waking up, being like, fuck, and then immediately putting yourself in a dark room and watching a 3-hour epic.
Because I was looking for just a film to watch at the cinema as well, and I saw fucking Eraserhead was playing.
Oh fuck!
Like, oh shit! I would love to watch this. 9:45 a.m. I'd already missed it. I'm like, imagine waking up watching Eraserhead at 9:45 a.m.
That's day ruined.
In the cinema, it was mainly older people and me and Pete. So it was.
I'm jealous because like my area, my local cinema doesn't have those like retro movies.
It's all the Toho cinemas in Japan.
Oh really?
Yeah. So check it out.
I don't know
check
if
local Toho cinemas at 9:45 a.m.
Okay.
They all play different movies depending on where you are in Japan.
Okay.
I think it's all Toho cinemas as well, if I'm not mistaken.